Have I broken it? I don't know if this has worked or not, so you'll have to bear with me. But every time I try to switch to live, I break it. I don't even know if it's working. Anyway, footage, I'll show you what we're up to. And that is, as I said before, we like to do everything in-house. Mainly because I just like to learn stuff and do stuff, and it gives you something to do. Not like I've got enough to do. While these boffins are out there fixing all your iDevices, I get to muck around in here all day. That's not necessarily true, but so t-shirts. I'm going to do everybody's some nice t-shirts, and of course I want them a bit different. So I kind of taught myself how to do some screen printing. Well, I'm teaching myself thanks to YouTube and this, that, and the other, and a lot of errors. So I'd say don't follow what I'm doing. But yeah, so I don't even know what step it on as, but step 3, but I've lost count now because I keep bodging up and making mistakes and trialing up, and in fact I did have one that worked out okay. So it's got a little logo there on the front, just here, which is where I want it to be. My mum. So yeah, that's not looking too bad, could be brighter, so I'm going to go for a double screen print on that one. But on image, the next image I want to do is, and this is how you create that sort of thing. You start with an image on the computer, you print it onto a transparency, and it has to be super dark, full ink, like full exposure, because what happens is that becomes a negative on a screen, and where it's black, it ends up going see-through, and when you do the screen print, the ink goes through. So where you see black, it will be white. And I've got a couple of designs on transparencies. We're going to expose this. We're going to have to turn the light out. Oh, that's not so bad, you can still see me, because, oh look, there's my wife as well. They're probably my only watchers. So, something I've done before is these screens start off. Hi Kirsty, thanks for joining. So these screens start off fully clear when they're washed out or reclaimed, or even when they're new. They're like well, that's the screen out of the screen print. And then you put a special kind of liquid on both sides, and that is UV sensitive liquid. And you put that somewhere dark to dry, which they have done. And then what happens is you take these transparencies, put them on your screen, and then you expose them to a super bright light for a certain amount of time, of which I don't know because I'm going to have to suck it and see. Once that's been exposed to UV light, so what happens is anything, you shine light through there, and anything in the black doesn't get through. But anything that's clear gets through and actually burns this paint to solid. So that hardens it almost. And what happens, then you take that off and you're left with a bit of a negative, then you wash that and it softens it, and all the ink on here actually washes away and leaves the clear screen again, so that it will screen print. I'm not explaining it very well. Neil Parkhurst, thanks for joining. So yeah, that's the idea, is the fact that we're going to expose that under a bright light. That's why I've got the light off, because at any time that this green stuff is subject to light, it's burning, it's drying. So I don't really want that to, well, it is dry anyway, but it's just, yeah, I get what I know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to expose that to a super bright light for about a quarter of an hour, and then that should be to the point where all I do then is jet wash it, and anything that is black will just wash straight through. Anything that's green will be a darker green, hardened green, and then that's ready for screen printing. So yes, essentially these are I don't even know what they're called. I'll make it up as I go along, as per usual. But yes, like I say, it gives you something to do. Joking aside, I just need to make sure that my screens are. Yeah, so I'm going to expose this screen, and I will turn the light on in a minute. Turn it around a little bit. So I've got a bit of a setup going on here. It's all probably very dull and boring, and stuff. But yeah, there's a super bright light. There's my frame that's going to go on here. I can lift that up. Oh no, I can't. T-shirt. I've got a t-shirt underneath, an old t-shirt, just because. Does that help you see it? Yeah, that probably helps a little bit more. Yeah, so the t-shirt just gives it a black background, so that when this light shines through on this screen, it doesn't bounce back and ends up drying the bit that you don't want drying. So I can put a little piece of glass, there's actually an iPad screen protector, over the top of my transparency to try and hold it down. I'll show you. So there's my frame, obviously my negative image, and a piece of glass that's now sat over this top, making sure that that's actually weighed down, because the last thing you want is light to be able to bounce around the edges if the it's like overhead projector film, if that starts to lift or is off the surface, then you'll just get all the green stuff hardening. Next thing I'm going to do is turn the lights. I'm going to turn the power on. It doesn't matter if the above lights come on. And I'm going to put those rather bright light. Come on. Right on top. And that's going to expose that image. So as I said, all this dark, all this green area that's getting all the light going all the way through it will harden, and all the black area will hopefully be able to wash out and leave a nice screen to be printed. So I'll come back to you, you guys. I don't know if I get a chance to wash that out, but I've got a little video of it being washed out. I might post later, but hopefully, all being well, that will be the next stage that I've got. Is then I've got the screens. Then I can mount up a bit of a test t-shirt and scrape some print across it and see how it looks. Keep on watching. I might upload this to YouTube as well, so if you get a chance, go onto our YouTube channel, search YouTube for Spark Angels, I think it is, and subscribe and notifications. Thanks for watching, folks.